Welcome back to Julie's Infinite Playlist. This is Julie. Just a quick note, if you'd like to support the podcast, the easiest ways to do so are by subscribing on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, and Spotify, and by leaving reviews on Apple Podcasts. This actually helps the podcast get sponsors. If you'd like to help out monetarily, you can make monthly donations through Patreon at patreon.com/Julie's Infinite Playlist, and there's some pretty cool rewards involved. You could also make a one-time donation at juliesinfiniteplaylist.com and hitting the PayPal button to make a donation through PayPal. Today's episode features SoopaFrendz, this really awesome rap group that we have here from Austin. So I hope you like it. Welcome to Julie's Infinite Playlist. Today we have SoopaFrendz. Do you guys want to introduce yourselves?
To the right,
yeah.
to the left.
Boom. I'm Willie B.
Mr. Moses.
Mike Trey.
Mr. MVP.
Chris Barnes.
Awesome. And where did the name come from?
Really, the name came from we would all get together and just make tracks because we all ran into each other in different little various spots in the scene. Mm-hmm. And so, after we met each other and we kept making just hot songs and stuff, I was like, man, you make some hot shit. So we were like, man, we could just perform in groups. All right, so what's the name of the group be? It's just like, man, just call ourselves the SoopaFrendz.
Yeah.
It's because we're friends, and every time we come together, we just make some super hot tracks. And it's a play off of, the actual SoopaFrendz.
Yeah.
Comic book group and everything like that. Because we all saw ourselves like superheroes of hip-hop and everything. Because we all have our, certain little powers and stuff when we come together. Or not powers, but styles.
Right.
When we come together, it's always just a hot song.
We just couldn't think of a better name that fit the group that we were, which is like the superheroes of rap.
Yeah.
So we, do singing, dancing, all kind of stuff. So it's perfect.
Oh. And how did you each get into music?
Everybody got a different story.
Yeah, me and Willie, we're brothers, and we were bred to do this since we were children. So that's it. Yeah, no choice.
No choice. From church, our mom was like the music director and everything. Our whole family, just our family musicians, saxophone players, drum players, drummers, singers, everything. So that's just all it ever is.
I grew up around it. I grew up singing in church and ended up doing choir in school and then got attracted to hip-hop and just kept doing both. It's been there, singing ever since.
Yeah, my mom became the first female DJ in 88.7 in 1986. So being around her, seeing her actually do the mixing and the vinyl and then actually she does poetry. Mm-hmm. So she would do that, and that would just make me listen to beats and want to write.
Yeah.
So since 86.
You said 86, bro. That was the year before I was born. Now, your mom is young as hell, bro. She don't even look like it. Damn, it's crazy.
Yeah, she was first female.
Damn. I started doing poetry too, so and that's how I got into it. And that's why I always looked at rap sense like rhythm and poetry, and always kept it that way. And it's a funny story. My mom's water broke at a Salt and Pepper concert too, so that was my way of trying to turn up. And
I gotta get out of here.
I was born premature too, so I was just trying to
push it. Hold on,
trying to turn up.
Right, the song came.
Yeah, but that's how I've always been into it. And my dad used to play sax too, so that's crazy.
Very cool. And how did the group come together?
We were all just solo artists, and then we just kept making music together. Me and him went to high school together. Me and Mr. Moses went to high school together, and we didn't even know each other back then.
Yeah.
I actually met Willie and Chris at one of their anti-scene shows, and I just went up to them after. I was like, man, that shit was awesome, and I told them I did music, so we just started hooking up.
Bought me way too many drinks.
Yeah. Didn't you have a broken arm or something at the time?
Yeah, that time
All I remember was he had a cast on, and they had a dude in a gorilla suit in the mosh pit, and I was like, man, this is fucking crazy. And I didn't even know at the time. He came up to me, he was like, get the fuck up. And I was like, all right.
And I would say that Pete, the culprit, is in the group as well. Yeah. And I met him through a guy named Pippin Penn, and it was in 2003 or 2. No, I met him in 2001, but we started doing music in 2003. And he was mixing and mastering Zach's album. He had a group called 2-5 Mafia.
No, A-Town Mafia.
A-Town Mafia. Sorry about that. And so I knew Zach, and with P's solo, the Culprit solo album, he had a single, and he needed a singer, and the guy that made the beat knew Moses, and Moses was introduced to Pete, the Culprit, and I, and it's the same time, right around the same time that Zach met Willie B, and Zach would come to the studio with me and the Culprit and said, "Hey, I met this new band called the Anti-Scene. I want you to meet them." And they came to the studio, and this is all around the same time, and we would just start collaborating on doing songs. And like Willie B said, it was like, "Oh, this sounds good." We just kept doing collaborations. They said we might as well just form a group, and that's how it started.
Because everybody was, we were all solo artists, right?
Yes.
We all, my brother and I were in the band and everything, but everybody was a solo artist. And, so we would all get together and stuff, and we would meet each other, we'd come in and start listening to music. And, everybody had another thing they were working on with somebody else and stuff like that. And everybody was doing their collaborations, but it seemed like every time either one of us collaborated with one another, it was always
it just sounds good.
Yeah, it was like, man, that shit was not just
and
because
it was so
us,
easy, like so easy to make music with each other. So
and it was different too, because it wasn't like we've known each other forever at that time. It was just so we weren't like biased on our own stuff. It was like, damn, like
we respected everybody's element.
Yeah.
And we all wanted to do something different than what else was out there. So that's kind of our collective mindset of like wanted to be different.
I had no clue none of this was going on. One day
he just showed up.
One day he came home and was like, "Hey man, you gotta be in the group, man. It's off the chain, dog." And I was like, "Yeah, whatever, nigga." Cats kept asking me, I showed up, and that's why the first few songs I'm not on any of them. And then eventually I just showed up, and I was like, "All right, this is Hot Fire. Never mind, I will be a part of this."
And how long has SoopaFrendz been together?
Man.
Since 2012.
Yes, it has been.
Yeah,
So
we actually,
what's that,
before our
about
first show was at a Southwest showcase, and we didn't even know it was a competition, and we ended up winning best performance, and that's the first time we ever performed.
Our first show was, we did a show prior, but it wasn't, the show was, since we was all solo artists, we had like a 30-minute set, and everybody would do their solo songs.
And we had like 3 or 4 songs together. Like at that time.
So our first show that we did as a group, we actually won that contest. We didn't even know, and it was South by Southwest.
The Texas Artist Showcase. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
If it was anything like what you guys did at the Coach River show, I'm not surprised.
We've actually, how many trophies do we got? We got a bunch of trophies.
We have
one for
7.
each member now.
We have 7.
Yeah.
So like pretty much each year we get like a best performance trophy. So,
Nice. Very cool. And do you have any other projects that were before SoopaFrendz or during?
Yeah. I mean, everybody had a solo
Everybody
project.
has
Moses had a mixtape. I know Zach was working on Beast Mode.
I had one called Beast Mode.
Moses' mixtape was called Influential. It's Hot Fire.
And he said he did it.
Trey's was Artist Sound.
Yeah.
Culprit had like 5 albums before, so
Yeah,
so many.
Me and the Culprit had the Sound of the Underground 1 and 2. And Willie B had the Anti-Scene, which is a punk band.
Not just like a hip hop.
It's metal.
Really more metal.
Reggae is. Yeah.
The best description I ever heard of it was, what was it, Lil Jon's System of a Down. So I was like, that's a pretty crazy band.
I see that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Never heard that.
Yeah, he also had Willie B had a solo album too, Bring You Light.
Mm-hmm.
That was really dope too.
Yes. Yeah.
That was kind of the time we started SoopaFrendz.
Yeah, he was working on a solo project. So.
Yeah, so we all
got Beast Mode.
we got our super mixes. We put those out on a regular basis. Right now we got 2 of them out, and we're working on the 3rd one too. So That's like our
So-
mixtape series that we're just gonna keep putting out while we're working on like albums. And
And
stuff.
we try to make it all original because, like, pretty much all of us do beats. So we try to put all our beats together, and it's just it's like a mixtape, but
Or like an album.
but it's
content.
it's mixtape / album. But we just pick the songs that we know that, you know, when you make songs, you just like, you know, this has to be on the album.
Yeah.
And then we have good songs where we like, you know, we just save this for the Super Mix 3s.
Right.
And that's how we just keep working. And, if it doesn't make it to the album, we just put it on the Super Mix 3.
Yeah. Awesome.
That way you never stop.
Yeah. Consistent music.
And describe your music.
Tight.
Different. I mean,
Yeah.
this man sings. He sings opera. This man can hit notes. You know, the culprit. He's real lyrical. He's a real lyricist.
Real lyrical.
Real
Like,
Real
I don't know what the
lyricist.
niggas talking about.
over
Saying some shit, you like,
Zach is
Copa's
real.
actually one of my favorite lyricists.
Yeah.
Like, period. Him and Mike Trey are two of my
he's
favorite.
probably the coldest, like, lyricist in the group.
Like, he
Like,
is the
straight
coldest
lyrics,
lyricist.
he the coldest.
He is the coldest
And we
lyricist.
all bring something different,
Yeah.
so that's why we all focus on our strengths. You know,
Right.
I don't try to sing, he don't try to go faster than me.
Exactly.
Right.
Definitely the fastest.
Zach is real fast. He's a rapid spitter.
You wouldn't know by speaking to me because I'm pretty chill. Like,
Speedy goes
So I mean, actually, when we do a project, one song would be like, okay, we're gonna make this song real country. Then this next song we're gonna put some reggae in it. Then this next, so it's like it's hard to describe our style because
We're
it's
versatile.
so versatile with.
It really
us.
depends on how we feel. Because we
Yeah.
all have different backgrounds.
And we're all influenced by a whole bunch of music.
And we like to
Yeah.
perform the
Right.
party stuff just because at the shows, you know, it's fun. So we
You
keep
know.
like the deep lyrical content stuff for like
It's
the
real,
albums. and
it's real easy to
stuff.
be versatile.
Yeah.
There's so many different people. So
Yeah.
you can't get in the niche, hole or anything because someone's gonna bring his own style and make the song sound completely different once he starts rapping or singing on it.
Yeah.
So.
Right.
And I kind of see it as like us individually are really like conscious rappers. You know what I'm saying? Like real deep. And except Chris, he's crunk 24/7. He just wants to turn up. Which you can see it at the show. You can see him at the show. And that's why the reason why we win, in my belief, the reason why we won a lot of trophies is simply because of Chris's energy, what he does, and what Chris brings to the table. It's just his energy is just off the chain.
Yeah.
You know
The
what I
comedic
mean?
element.
And that element right there. So, like I said, we're all kind of like conscious rappers, like real deep. But if we do a show, we realize people worked all day, all week, and why would they want to come? They got their day off. Why would you want to go and hear about tragic stuff? Now, we do have music about that, but we figured that, you know what, you took the day off. Let me make you feel good.
Yeah.
I don't want to bring you down. When you buy the album, then you would hear like, oh, they talking about the world is cold and talking about, shootings in schools and all this type of things. But you would have to buy the album to get to the whole thing. But we don't want you to bring you down once you come to one of our concerts.
I like the main thing. That's what I would say would describe our music. Mainly was like it's really feel good music, Like we always want to make sure, and if you follow the mixtapes and stuff that we have out, there's a theme to our mixtapes. Is we always talk about the essence of hip hop. Hip hop, like he says, we talk about serious stuff, what's going on in the world, what's going on in our hood and everybody's hoods. You know what I'm saying? And that's what hip hop really was from the get go, from the jump. That's what it was about. It was about preaching, or taking your message from where you are and getting it out there in your various different style, different way of talking. But also about making you feel good.
Yeah.
And that's basically what we want to make sure you do in our music. We want to make sure you feel good, but you also you can learn some stuff at the same time. And like he said, you don't want to hear all that other nonsense all the time. You know, there's a lot of music today. You know, you got your, you know, your trap music, which is cool. Your drug music, you know, my depressed music, you know, stuff like that. A lot of that's going on. And we can give you all that, but mainly our style is kind of like that feel good, you know, style. Yeah, we go through our shit, but it's still like, hey man, we go through our shit, but you can still.
Can't be hard all the time.
We just keep it balanced. It's about it's like we want to have a good time, but we also know that, you know, it's a responsibility. We got to, you know, be accountable if we have a voice to, you know, talk about some real stuff, especially if we see that needs to be talked about more and it's not being addressed, so we have to put that on ourselves. But we keep the balance though.
We are super intense of anything that we do. So if we give you a sad song at a club, you will really feel sad. So you don't want to do that while you, like I said, you took the day off to have a good time. You could buy the album and hear that. But while you're in our presence, we're trying to uplift you. And then you'll buy the album and be like, okay, they not just turn up rappers. They're not just crunk rappers. They really got a message. And but to get your attention and to make you feel good, and I want to feel good as well because I took the day off too, and I want to have a good time.
Right.
So that's what we kind of, it's a balance.
And not even just about the content that we're talking about, also the music too. We feel like in hip hop sometimes there's lacking of like live instruments and stuff like that. So we definitely want to keep a whole round of sound. Like we like to do trap stuff too, but we want the full live music sound.
Because a lot of times when we do record, we have that in mind. Like, how are we gonna do that same thing live, you know? Depending on whatever song we want every one of our songs to be able to be performed on stage. Now, you may not do it every time, depending on you know the lineup, you know what I mean, or you know the venue we're playing and stuff like that. But a lot of our stuff, you want to make sure it can be performed live, you know, live instrumentation. We got a lot of that on our album coming up, and but basically like to keep like natural hip hop music, you know what I mean?
Right. And what are your shows like?
Fun. A workout. I learned I can't even wear my nice hats to the show anymore. I just like sweat through them, and we take clothes to
learn to bring a towel, learn to bring a shirt,
extra shirts. A lot of crowd involvement.
Just energy. We just got so much energy.
We're not your average like group that gets on stage. Most rappers that I grew up seeing would just stand there, you know, and rap.
Never that.
You know,
with the lyrics behind it on the track. Never put your lyrics on the track.
He might just go up, grab the mic, and start beatboxing. We might just start freestyling. Like, and people think it's planned too. Like one of my friends that went to the show, she was like, "I thought that was a real song y'all were playing." She didn't even know he was beatboxing and stuff. I was like, "Well, we didn't even plan it."
Just happened.
It's a real spontaneous kind of atmosphere, you know. Like we try to keep the crowd guessing and engaged.
I believe Moses. I believe Moses when we're on stage that he knows how to grab the crowd. He got crowd control. Yeah, and he really does, and he can. I don't know. It's just it's something that it's just a gift that Moses has that he can make you come and say, oh, like if he asks you a question, you would want to answer it.
Yeah. Just be more open to having a good time.
Yeah, and he's comfortable with that because that's what Moses been doing it for a long time.
And it's always fun seeing like the hard thug guys like dancing when they never dance do that most of the time. And that's pretty fun too.
Yeah, that's a difference because we give you we got a little something for everybody. You know, a lot of artists they stay in that one lane. Mm-hmm. Like Chris said, you can't be hard all the time. So we aren't that. Everybody wants to dance. Everybody wants to move. And that's what we make you dance.
We'll do shows and every artist. I'm slanging dope in Austin. To who? How y'all all slanging dope? Some of y'all are lying. So we come up there and do a hip hop show. We have dance moves, choreography and all kinds of stuff. It works.
And everyone's doing that because everybody wants to look cool. Everybody's so worried about looking cool.
And you know what? And if everybody did dance, we would be still. Yeah. It has to be different.
We'd probably be doing backflips.
but the fact that everybody does, they just stand still, and so many people on the stage that's not supposed to be on the song, and they just, so we figure if everybody's doing that, let's do something different.
Yeah, we do not care about looking stupid. We have a song called Real Good where we just act an ass on just silly,
Chris,
you know
Chris
what I'm saying?
Yeah. Chris,
We also have a song
Chris is
called.
never afraid of doing anything.
Chris is, that's what I love about Chris.
No
'Cause
shame.
I remember I told him, I said, hey, man, I don't like that. And he said, you know what, don't tell me what to do. That right there made me love Chris even more. For real. And I was like, you know what, he loves himself and he doesn't give a fuck what nobody thinks.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
So,
basically what we want you to do at the show, It's like,
and we
especially it's very different when it's a hip hop group that wants you to just be yourself.
Yeah.
Because that's not what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
You're supposed to dress a certain way. You're supposed to act. You're supposed to stand a certain way. You know what I'm saying?
Make sure no one's close to your shoes.
We heard it all. They're like, y'all don't look like the average group. Like, remember some of you were wearing a fedora or something?
Yeah.
Like, how you up there rocking with a fedora on?
That's what I do.
Yeah, you're like grown man.
Yeah. But like I say, all these people that come from different, like, Moses done opera before, so we know how to, we're comfortable with being like I said, we was all solo artists, so we're all comfortable being who we really are,
Yeah.
and started off, and that's why we accept we accept each other for who they are.
Yes.
We
It's kinda-
They're all
realize.
different, come from different backgrounds.
Yeah.
So all those different, our cultures, being our races and everything, but also our musical culture and our musical background and personalities. We've, seen and met so many different types of people, like choir nerds, band nerds. Been in band my whole life. I was hanging out with the you want to say losers, and when you're in high school, you're nerds the whole time. Those are the coolest people in the world to me.
Yeah.
I was an athlete and I was a band nerd.
I remember at one show he was talking to some girl. He's like, yeah, we're all nerds. I was like, speak for yourself.
But at the end, when you grow up like that, that's how we know that it's bigger than putting your freshest shit on and going to the club and trying to look cool for a chick or some shit. But this dude, you want to be you. You know what I mean? That's all we ask whenever we
We
get on
embrace
stage.
the term show. Like we put on a show. Like people pay money to see a show.
Yeah.
So we entertain them with good music to engage the crowd and stuff that we just we don't give a fuck. Like honestly, we want to have fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have a song called Nights where we have like a choreographed dance and everything. And people have said it reminded them like Hip Hop Temptations. That was pretty cool. But.
True.
Switching things up.
And then it's like a team. Like everybody knows their strengths, so we don't try to get in each other's lane. We just let each other do our own thing.
Mm-hmm.
No egos are involved.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Except Chris's.
Y'all do y'all want.
And what's your favorite thing about playing live or performing live?
The energy. Yeah, honestly, that's what's me.
Yeah, the energy is just...
What I like is watching all the dudes. That's how you know you put on a good show, when all the other rappers leave. I like it when they walk out. I'm like, rappers will hate them. They're like crabs. They always just pull each other down. I'm the hottest shit. You know what I mean? But when they see us, they just go, I can't take it. They just walk out, and I'm like, yeah, there we go, guys. Good job.
What's so crazy about this, that we're not scared to give people props. We're not scared to, if somebody's good, to approach them and say, you know what, I like your music. I like
If
what
you're
you're
good.
doing. If you're good, you know what I mean. If you genuine guy, if you got genuine good music, we're not afraid to approach you. And I know that sometimes other rappers are scared to approach us. I don't know, because they can say, "Oh, SoopaFrendz, they're corny," or whatever, because people have a way of looking at hip hop or rap.
Yeah.
It's so, but when it comes to the show, like we can do anything. If you say we don't got bars, we'll give it to you. If we say we can't put on a show, we'll give it to you. It's no matter what. You say we can't sing, we'll give it to you, no matter what it is. So that's why we're the SoopaFrendz, because we came to Say the game from all these whack rappers.
I think for me personally, my favorite part about the performances is just like we all got our own like lives going on outside of the group. So like when we all come together, we don't see each other as much as we like. So we just have fun and let everything from the beat, let everything go. Just show up, turn up, and have a good time. This is what we love to do. So it's just
that also is actually ties into furthermore to push the button on how dope we are as a group. That we can spend that much time apart and still come together and kill it. In a matter of a day's practice. Like we're that good to be in tune with each other.
I had somebody come up to me and said, "Man, it look like y'all just chill all the time, like every day." I'm like, we all got, we got kids and stuff like that, so we probably, we might see each other, once a month. You know what I'm saying? Just of schedules of 6 people trying to come together.
Right.
Yeah.
But honestly, from my personal experience, when we do a show, it's like one of the funnest times of that month, or the highlight of that month for me, because being with these guys and performing with them and being at the club, just I don't know, it's just it feels real good. You know what I'm saying?
Real good.
My favorite thing.
You can feel it too. I mean, the whole time I was watching you guys at the Chris River show, I was like, man, they're just having so much fun up there. And
Right. And that's the key. It's not, don't be scared to have fun.
You don't see a lot of rappers laughing on stage. Like we laughed the whole it's like it's fun.
Right. If you don't have a mic, you talking shit about the dude.
And no, my favorite thing at the shows is getting those dudes who think they just too cool, and then by the end of the show they like and dancing and acting silly. That's because every show I'm gonna spot out one person. I'm like, you.
Yeah, no matter what band it is, you gonna point them out.
Yeah, I'm gonna point somebody out and be like, you gonna be the one before this show is over. You gonna be moving.
Yeah.
You gonna be dancing. You gonna be like, man, that was fun. Every time it works. Every time by anybody's show, he's like, man, thank you, man. Most of the time I don't dance. And if he's with a girl, his girl be like, yeah, you don't usually dance. It's like, yeah, see, I got you tonight, and like, I don't treat it right, but you go home.
You're welcome.
I did you a favor. Got you loose.
Trying to take this mixtape with you.
Go play track number 4.
It'll get you right.
Oh man.
And what is your writing process like?
Oh
You sit
man.
around the
Man,
bed.
So
It's so different.
It used to be.
It changes, man.
It used to be we just get together, just turn on the beat, and then whoever finished first.
That would be the song.
That'd be the song, which was always Mike Trey. Always Mike Trey.
He was on every song.
Every song.
He already had 8 bars in his head, just ready to go. Just need him next.
Always Mike Trey and the culprit. They're usually on every track back then.
They had books
and
ready.
lyrics, man. They were the two who made us all even better,
Yeah.
They pretty much when it comes down to rapping and shit, they're the OGs.
Yeah, they were actually my mentors. I met him and Mike Trey and the culprit before anybody else, and so they were like my mentors for rapping.
We right now, there was some times we would be making a beat and writing at the same time. Mm-hmm. Like the song just built from the ground up.
I think it just matters on the song.
Yeah.
That was in San Marcos when we did that, when we started the album. Some of the album was written that way.
Yeah, when we were fresh, doing it with each other, that's how it used to go. There's a beat playing, whoever finished first,
Yeah.
and then they get in. But now, since we know each other's style, everything like that.
Just hear the beat, be like, all right.
That's first.
Exactly.
That's how it is now.
So that's how.
And for me personally, when I rap like super fast, sometimes I'll just want to go home and sit in my room by myself. I don't want to talk to nobody. I don't want to hear nothing. So I'll just take my time with it. Sometimes I might feel like when we did Nights, like I did that in like 15 minutes. So it just depends on like the verse, what it means on the song and stuff like that.
I don't like to overthink it. If you give me a beat, I'm going to sit down and overthink it. So I just like to just walk in, blank canvas, like, oh, nice beat.
Everybody already has their verse written, and we're like, "You got yours ready?" He's like, "I'll write it right now."
Come back to me. I'll have it.
Yeah. By the time it's his turn, he's already done with it.
He's ready to go.
True.
And there's some everyone.
I don't know. When it comes to lyrics, I perfectionist. So when I be like, Chris, you got your verse? No, I don't got it. I said, dog, write your verse. And Chris never listens to me, so I say right, and he wouldn't. He would not write it until we actually get to the studio, pay the money, and we like
our verses.
And while we recording our verses, Chris is listening to the beat, and when this is time to go on, he'll knock it out. He'll knock the verse out. Like, we didn't even pay the money, you know. Like, so I learned that from Chris. That
but that's the thing. That's what
I can't tell him.
So I'm waiting on you to mess up, man. Like, see, I told you should have wrote your verse.
So
But it never happens. It never happens.
Even in Burning Year, do the same thing. I don't play my drum part to the studio. Like, you should practice. Like, shh, let me do what I do, man.
It'll work, I promise.
It does work. It does work. And every time. So, I might have my verse already ready, or I just write random verses with no beats, and somebody would play a beat, and I would say, you know what, this goes perfect on this.
Yeah.
And if I feel like whoever should be on the hook, I would ask, can you do the hook? And because everybody has their strong points.
Yeah.
So and that's how we. So it's different. It's a different process in pretty much every song.
Yeah.
Depending on what it is, basically.
Yeah.
And like the culprit, he's different too. So like he's done a couple stuff where he's actually just freestyled his stuff, and it's crazy too. It doesn't even sound like a freestyle.
Pete likes to have the whole song finished. He'd be like, yeah, I got everybody's verse.
He'll make sure all that shit's done. We go home, and then he's like, how can I break all these things? He did that style. I'm going to do this style. Yeah.
No one else sing.
It's like
He'll fuck around and have the tightest verse.
it's like football or some shit. Like he's sketching out the play, man.
Which is cool.
Killing it.
Which is cool because it keeps, we in a
Because
group, so
everybody
we in a
all
group, so we ain't hate on each other, but we always want to write the hottest verse. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So it always keeps all of our skills, on
Sharp.
I don't need to re-record my shit. I lay down once and it's done.
That's you ain't gonna get in that shit.
I didn't say it would take. I said one time. One time it's done.
And who are your influences?
Man. Oh,
We're going to be here for a minute.
Right.
You go first, Trey.
My first type of music that I ever listened to was called The Art of Noise. So I think it came out like in '82 when you hear that melody, dun 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 dun.
Mm-hmm.
So it's an old.
Moments in Love.
Moments of Love.
Yeah.
So I was introduced to that as a baby. So I couldn't talk, but my mom would know that I would do the melodies.
Yeah.
So I like melodies and stuff like that, whatever. So, and with that, and then I guess rap, shit, But I like the fast rap, you know what I'm saying? So it's to Bone, to Twister, to Biggie, to Pac, all that type of, Tech Nine, all that. So
Choppers, they call choppers.
choppers. What about you?
Me, shit. I'm all over the radar. You throw me around from Mozart to Bach to Vivaldi over here to Elvis Crespo, Celia Cruz, like this, to fucking Lauryn Hill, Beyonce, Jill Scott, Gladys Knight.
He's one of the Beehive.
Real talk. She can sing her ass off, and she was classically trained.
She can
That's
sing.
what y'all don't. That's
She can
everybody.
sing. I'm just thinking you in your car like, I want to sing it like this.
I never not said sing.
Oh,
She could always sing.
Nah. Real talk. She got me. She got me in the motivation style of singing, like wanting to sing more. So, but rappers, shit. You got Tupac. You got Nas, Jay-Z. Rakim, Eric B. A lot of people that I just try to listen to. But, my first CD was DMX's Dark and Endless High.
Good one.
That was good.
That was my first CD. What about you?
Mine would be. So I grew up in a church a lot. My dad, mine and Chris's dad, was a pastor.
Mm-hmm.
So growing up, you know, we couldn't listen to a lot of that secular music. You know what I mean? They kept that on lock. But I would sneak it in. So I get to that in a second. So like we grew up really with a bunch of gospel music. You know? John P. Key, Reverend Grover, James Cleveland, James Moore, Take Six, Commission, The Winans, Kurt Franklin.
He talked that secular stuff.
Yeah, he probably see Kurt Franklin was the one who set it off, man, because he brought samples into Houston, but into gospel music.
Yeah,
and I was like, man, it was off the chain, you know.
It was so secular that I was like, I don't know if you should be listening.
Yeah, he didn't even like it at first because it was. I remember the song "Stomp" and it was playing doom 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 and some Parliament stuff. He was like, that made me think about when I was in the club back in the day. I was like, well, that's all. That's all.
Yeah, I like this.
But that, you know, this band DC Talk back in the day, that was one band that really kind of got me jamming a lot more hip hop because they were like a hip hop Christian band, you know. So I can kind of slide there and still get my hip hop feel, like the Christian. But you know, of course, I got cousins and stuff, and I can go over there and get my other sound, other music. And I was a huge R&B head, so I was all about, you know, Boyz II Men, Tevin Campbell. Who was this? Like Brandy was hot back then. Monica, 112, Drew Hill, Holland and Cisco. Cisco, that's my sister, man. Cisco, my favorite singer. Cisco, D'Angelo, Music Soul Child.
True. And Michael Jackson. You can't forget
Michael Jackson, of course.
And James Brown. I love James Brown.
I love Curtis Mayfield.
I'm not talking about you.
I love Earth, Wind and Fire. You know, Kool and the Gang. They go in. What else? So all that stuff, you know, you grow up with that, you know, old school Manhattan and stuff like that, Soul Stirrers. You grow up with that, you know, because your parents listen to that stuff. But I remember when I was I was sneak. They had those BNG CD memberships thing. You get like, I paid 1 cent, get 7 CDs.
Right.
So I had like 7 different profiles of that shit. But back in like 8th grade. First CD that I ever had, hip hop album that blew my mind was Timberland and Magoo, Welcome to Our World. Check that shit out. That's like, to me, hands down, the greatest hip hop album of all time. That's when Timberland, no one knew who Timberland was. So I remember putting that on, putting the headphones on, Walkman at the time, and I was like, God, shit is crazy. So that's when my love of hip hop started, right there, about 97. That shit was off the chain. But I was Timberland. All-time favorite producer. I keep talking about music forever. Take this from me. Anybody. System of a Down.
I didn't when I was a kid, I didn't give a shit about nothing. I just wanted to go right outside and go fast.
Yeah.
You know, so I pretty much listened to whatever he was listening to. We used to have this one pair of headphones we broke in half, and we get under our blankets, we listen to all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
And our dad knowing. And my first CD I ever bought was Ludacris, Word of Mouth.
Man, that was good.
And so I was like in 9th grade maybe. And so I liked anything that was energetic and comedic, you know. And DMX song, I was just like, man, it's tight and all, but I don't want to listen to that. You know, it makes me sad. And so a lot of that. And I went to, going to college and playing drums. I got into like a lot of metal and punk and stuff like that. And anything that's had a lot of energy. Yeah. I'm about that.
He's definitely done that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Party starter.
Yeah. Party starter.
Me, I grew up with my grandparents, so they listened to a lot of like 50s music. I liked like Sam Cooke, Ray Charles, Fats Domino, a lot of that stuff. And then when I started getting into rap, I mean, to me personally, I listen to everything. I feel like as an artist, you have to like listen to everything and be aware of what's coming out. Even if music I don't really like it, I'll still check it out just to know what's out there.
Yeah.
And then when I make beats, I like to sample like classical stuff and everything like that. So, but as far as rappers, I think my top 5 would probably be Tech Nine, Eminem, Talib Kweli, Zero, and Big Pun. Maybe that's probably my top 5 right now. I like Ritz too, like the fast stuff. So
That's good.
I'm always impressed by rappers that can rap really fast. Or just like,
I have a theory. I was like, you have to be kind of crazy to be able to rap that fast. Because if you can only hear the thoughts that run through my head, like how fast, it's like I don't think that's normal. You know what I mean, right? All them thoughts running through your head, all those words.
I remember I used to want to be a fast rapper, remember that?
Yeah.
Didn't work out.
No. My tongue is too fat.
Well, it's too heavy.
You know what I used to think? I used to think that if you can master fast rap, you can master any style of rap.
yeah.
So
Because it's easier.
Yeah.
After that,
Yeah, but there's no room.
I say,
There's no room for ad-lib.
But there's some people who can just rap fast and they try to rap slow. It just doesn't sound natural. You know what I mean?
I don't
To
know.
me, when the beat's slow, I have to fill it up with words. Where you with those
Fill it up with sound effects.
Or you could just change the way you say. See, one rapper I listened to was Dizzy Rascal. He's a guy from England.
Grind.
Yeah.
One of the coldest rappers of all. He did a track with UGK. That's how cold he was. Whenever Pimp C was still alive, they were like, "Hey, I want to do a track with you because you go hard." But one thing I learned from him, you know, he's an English guy, so he pronounces words differently. But he would choose to pronounce the word in his English accent or, you know, say it the American way.
Yeah.
But to make it rhyme, you know. So I was like, man, that's tight. And so, you know, I'm country from New Orleans, Texas. And, you know, so I just be like, fuck it. You know, he'll rap fast or he'll rap fast. And I'm like, man, I'll rap slow, but I'll just make that word take a long ass time to get out. You know what I'm saying? Or just make it, you know, or take this word that shouldn't rhyme with this word, but I'll pronounce it in my country ass way to make it, you know, work and everything.
Slipped
I
up,
like
rhyming
watching-
north and south. Slipped up.
I like watching writing. Like these two, they'll have like 8 bars. Not that long. That shouldn't be like that.
All the scratch outs and all that. Yeah.
I will have 6 words on the page. Be like, I'm done.
But that's the balance. That's the good thing of our group. Like we keep a balance of that. So it's like there's something in there for
Hey,
everybody.
that's why I don't rap fast. I ain't trying to override.
That's what I'm saying. Sometimes I just want to go in my room. I don't want to talk to nobody. I just want to
The funniest shit that happens is whenever we're all sitting there in the writing session, but then you hear these two. Like they're just sitting there. What the hell are y'all saying right now?
I remember one time outside of Southboy, me and him were like walking around, like practicing our verses, and we just sound like 2 crazy guys, like walking in circles, like rapping really fast. What are they talking about?
He needs some milk.
I like to think that just to ride the beat, you know what I'm saying? So what it is like just try to ride the beat. I got songs where I rap slow too, but it's because I feel like I'm supposed to rap slow.
Yeah.
And or whatever. I don't want to be like, I like Twister, no offense, but I feel like when you buy an album that's just always constantly one style, for me it gets real boring. Like I was like, okay, I like that album, but if you're gonna do that the next album and the third album, fourth album, I just need that one album from you. But if you're gonna be like, when I did my solo album Art of Sound, the reason why I call it the Art of Sound because some tracks I'm singing or some tracks I'm rapping real slow. If it depends who it is, you know what I'm saying? If I'm talking to a woman, I'm not going to rap real fast because she's not going to understand what I'm saying.
How you know?
So, no, I'm not trying to say that they can't. If I'm like, never stop at the pop, I got to watch it. You're not going to understand what I'm saying. So it's like, girl, you look good.
Men don't even understand what you're saying.
So like I got a song called "Girl, You Know I Love You." So I'm like, "Girl, you look good." You will understand.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I feel like everybody, I believe
And I feel
everybody
like
is
the people
versatile.
that like our songs
We
the
all
most,
are.
the
We all
most
are
songs that
versatile.
people like the most are the simplest ones, like
It's
Real
true.
Good. That shit was like
real good and
super
simple.
easy.
It was so easy to write.
It doesn't have to be difficult or like hard technique when it's just a fun song. We just like, go in there, kind of freestyle it, and just turn up.
Yeah, the hits are the ones that people can understand. Now, when it comes to rappers saying, "Oh man, you can spit," it's usually the fast rap.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we try to put that both in a show, so you can see the fast rap and then you can see the slow side of the fun. Try to balance it out.
And who do you listen to that you think would surprise people?
Oh man, I like a lot of Tejano music.
Thanks, Sarah.
Sarah.
Do you listen to?
I like Selena be going in.
Yeah.
What's that one song I like? What's his name? I can't think of his name. I'm bad with names. Si yo fuera ladrón. That one.
That's what he's drunk.
I understand every word he's saying. I don't know. Like I'm terrible with names. So I can't say any of it. And El Chapo, that's his name. Man, I like saying his name too.
My dad has played bass for Tejano bands my whole life.
Nice.
He knows that heavy bass line.
Yeah.
Thick
And
bass
everybody
line.
always looks at me and they're like, wait. And I'm like, no, he's white. Tall white dude playing the bass back there, but yeah.
He knows what's up.
I grew up listening to Tejano too, so.
It grooves, man.
Yeah.
But that, and I like metal music a lot. Like System of a Down, my all-time favorite. I cried at the own song in New Mexico.
Bro, you cry.
Right for it. Man, God, it was so good. Because I didn't think I was ever going to see him because they were beef and Surge.
But I feel like if you know Willie, you wouldn't be surprised about that. But I guess that's people who don't know.
Yeah, they did. They profiled out this hard of you.
Yeah.
But, that. I love metal music. I like anything,
Yeah.
Like I said, I was a band nerd, so I listen to that. I like a lot of instrumental production type stuff too. So.
What was the question?
I think we all agreed that we like Justin Timberlake. I don't know if that's a surprise.
You looked at me, I was like, I'm supposed to say something. You looked at me, dog.
He said anybody that you listen to that people will be surprised that you listen to.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I have to think about it.
Don't forget the question.
I mean, like I said, me and Willie talk about this all the time, but we both like Justin Timberlake. But it's because he got Pharrell and
Justin Timberlake he's good. He's real good.
Yeah.
He's good.
Yeah,
I got to see him at the
he's
360
talented.
amphitheater.
Oh yeah, one of
Not
my
360.
friends that worked there. She told me I could have got it. I was like, oh.
Man, Hall & Oates, food, they go in too.
Hey, just so y'all know, there's a fucking Hall & Oates phone number that you could call to listen to all the jams. So
Really?
I got it in the phone. I'll get you after the show.
I'm good on it. I like George Strait, but I mean that's Texas. I mean everybody like. I was thinking about this the other day. I was like, who would people be surprised that I like? As of right now, I like Shawn Mendes. He's pretty good. I like
Shawn Mendes a lot.
Yeah, people are like, what? I'm like, yeah, that
Every
goes
time,
hard.
if I'm listening to the radio and he comes on, I just turn it up and start singing.
Yeah, exactly. It's funny just saying that sentence. Shawn Mendes goes hard. I'm like, yeah, he goes hard. Like,
He does.
Yeah,
He really does.
But I mean, that's probably the most surprising one for me.
I like all the most flamboyant classic singers. Michael Jackson, Prince, Rick James, my favorite of all time. I love Rick
Yeah, he's the Rick James of the group. He is.
If they were
He's Rick James' spirit animal.
Exactly.
if they were flamboyant as hell, I was like, I'm into that.
Yeah.
I don't know why, I just did. And 90s Euro dance pop.
Oh, hell yeah.
Like Ace of Base, LaBouche, The Real McCoy,
Crystal Waters.
Please don't go.
Yeah,
Please
KWS.
don't go. Any of that. You turn on
Violation.
Ace of Base radio on Pandora, I'm singing every lyric to every song. I'm gonna dance fast song.
That's that shit.
That's the shit, man.
See, the reason that happened was because we used to live in the valley back in when all that shit was hot, right? The valley,
Early 90s.
down south. That's South Texas, for those who don't know. And it's for real. They call it Texaco because it's 99.9% Hispanic,
Yeah.
0.1% other, everything. And so back then, the only radio station was, what was it, 104 The Box or something like that. FM 104.1 The Box. Not The Box.
B104.
B104, that's what it was.
The best music.
He knows that you're doing everything.
B104.
Yeah,
I don't forget jingles.
but that, and all they play, it was either that or a Tejano station. That's all it was down there. And at that time, what was hot was 90s Euro dance pop, and that's when Britney Spears and NSYNC and Backstreet Boys and 98 Degrees was at, and I couldn't stand that shit.
So, but that dance
That
pop,
dance,
though?
yeah. Wanna be my lover. It's going
Hey, remember we were on tour? We were listening to that shit the whole time.
yeah.
That's awesome.
So Mo.
Oh, you still want me to go?
That's what you done.
Who would we be surprised that you listen
That I listen to, y'all would be surprised. I don't think y'all would be
I
surprised
wouldn't
by
be
anything I
surprised,
listen
but
to.
somebody who does
The listeners,
yes.
Oh, the listeners. Oh, yeah, the fans.
Oh, man.
Oh, shit, I'm here. I
I
forgot.
forgot people actually like us.
Yeah, listen to me. Man, I would say I like a lot of instrumental rap, like just a lot of instrumental music, really.
Yeah.
I'm into trap music, so I really listen to Bass Nectar. What's his name? Now I'm blanking.
That's a hard question.
Yeah, it's
So you like Bro Safari?
Bro, thank you.
There you
Bro
go.
Safari, for sure. Bro Safari is like my top tier. And how could I forget? Because I'm blanking.
Because you're high.
That too. Marijuana, y'all.
It's the key to life.
It makes you forget things, but you remember them later.
But you're right now tracks.
Yeah. Troy Boy, Flosstradamus, like all these, they've taken, EDM and hip hop music and put them into like this crazy genre, dubstep and hip hop put together, make it trap, and it's something about it. It just keeps that high energy.
Yeah.
Remember that show at South by? You were like throwing $1 bills at the trap
Yeah.
show from the top.
Yeah,
Every
that
time
was a
the
good
drop,
time.
he was like throwing money from
It's
the
like, wait for the
ceiling.
drop, wait for the drop.
Wait for the drop. He's like $1 like twisted downstairs. And my brother was downstairs like jumping.
Nah,
up,
he
trying to
was-
grab it.
That was a good show. That was Borgore, man. .com.
Yeah, that was a good show.
Yeah, shout out to .com. He's cool as hell.
Yeah, 2009, when I ran across a London rapper called Wiley.
This thing knows every year.
From
Yeah.
82 to now.
That's how I talk. That's how I talk.
Life is a discography.
Yeah, 2009 when I ran up Wiley. He's from London, and I was like, "What is this? What is this type of music?" And he just kept going and going, and I was like, and he found out that it was called grime, and the beats were dubstep, and it's 140 the tempo, and that's
Money.
exactly.
You put me on P Money.
Right.
Yeah,
And that's
put me
the,
on that shit, too.
that's the type of tempo, I guess, that's my favorite. And,
Yeah.
and that, London rappers, BBK, Boy Better Know, and Sade.
B2K?
BBK.
B2K is that shit.
B2K is that shit.
No,
Sorry
no
for that,
comment.
boys. though.
Sade.
2001.
Summer of 2002. Like
I
it was
believe
yesterday.
it was 7 o'clock.
It was a Tuesday.
7 o'clock.
On the dock, I was in my drop top cruiser.
If you could write with anyone alive or dead, who would you want to write with?
Michael Jackson.
Timberland, Rick James.
Sade.
Right with. Damn.
Come on.
I mean, well, I didn't even mention Tupac
Oh.
in my favorite top 5. Tupac's number 1. That's just hands down. But like, since he wrote so quickly and like this dropped
That's
so
like
much,
saying MJ is your favorite basketball.
that's why I didn't even put him in my top
Well-
5 because he's just automatically like number 1. So
I love to do a song with Prince.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I love to write and do some music.
The Dream would be pretty dope to work with too. He writes a lot of hits for people. So.
Yeah, no comment.
But yeah, definitely.
Sing with Rick James, man. Looks like he knows how to have fun.
I don't really want to change. It's Timberland, man. I gotta work with Timberland.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Tim would be fun.
But it's Timberland's producers.
Yeah, let's do a song with him. He writes songs also.
As ignorant as the shit sounds to say, Kanye. That'd be an interesting writing
He's
process.
also a producer.
I would
Yeah.
definitely want to be in a
No, he's
writing
artistic.
session.
Yeah, just a writing session. Pharrell Williams,
Pharrell or Timberland.
Timberland.
It's my top.
I just want to know what goes through Kanye's head.
Yeah,
Just in general.
I feel like
I think it's like
he'd be
genius,
talking about
so-
something and then like the word cheese would pop up. I don't know, like just the word cheese.
Do you know who Johnny Craig is? He used to be in Amorosa. That would be dope to do.
No, he wouldn't be in the same room as Johnny Craig.
I met him one time. He was a douchebag. His music is good.
He show up and stuff on heroin, like
He had needle bandanas wrapped around his arms, so like covering him up. Cool dude, whatever.
He did right. Jimmy and I told him I invented Time Flew Roman. That song's cool. What's that? Dance Gangsta Dance?
Yeah.
I jammed that real hard.
Or D'Angelo. D'Angelo would be nice.
Yeah.
I'd love to do a song with him.
I'd like to see what's in Jim Morrison's head.
Right.
That'd be interesting. Just to see what he would do.
Jim Morrison just goes to his head all day.
And I love Queen. That's one of my favorite groups. I forgot all about it.
But they
I mean, I'm talking about hip hop, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, when I think about it, Queen, I was raised on that as well.
Yeah.
It would be dope to see a Tech 9 write a verse too.
Man.
That'd be dope.
I would love to do a song with
Chris Calico.
System
Just
of a
hear him
Down.
sing.
That'd be awesome. You know what? And I would also love to kick Anthony Kiedis out of the Red Hot Chili Peppers and sing "Leave with Him."
Yeah.
That'd be awesome. Because he sucks. The band's awesome. Damn, he sucks. I read his book. He's an asshole too.
Yeah.
Man.
I bet he is. He seems like he would be.
He's an asshole.
Yeah.
That band is off the chain.
That'd be an ass without a mustache.
It's an interesting book, though. He's done some things.
Yeah.
Some questionable things.
Yeah. What's your favorite Austin venue to play?
We have yet to play it.
Have we been there yet?
We haven't been
I
there.
don't think we've been there yet. We're looking for arenas. We're looking for just arenas.
What's your favorite Austin venue? Mine would
The one that I've played, I say Mohawk.
Mohawk,
The
yeah.
outside stage, that's pretty legit.
Mohawk is fun.
Yeah.
Not in the summertime, but it's
Yeah.
still pretty good.
Empire Outdoor. That's fun.
I haven't been to Empire yet.
Yeah, something like
Ever? It's pretty nice. It's
Yeah.
alright. Not the indoor, though. Indoor sounds kind of bad.
that.
Yeah.
Outdoor is
Outdoors
nice.
very nice.
And shoot, even y'all did Stubbs. Stubbs is a good
Yeah, I
one.
like that spot too.
They have good sound.
You know, when we did that show at we did a Rhyme Time Fest, and we was outside of Keep Up Coffee.
Yeah.
But it was a stage outside. It was
We're outside of Kick Butt in the
right in
parking lot.
front of the parking
Yeah.
lot.
They had a stage and everything.
Yeah, and they had they had the sound good and everything. It was pretty fun.
That's awesome.
I think my favorite place, it wasn't even a music venue. It's actually the Metropolis Apartments complex. It's like for artists. Have you ever been there before?
No, I haven't.
Basically, they have like an area where they have like the pool and they have like a stage and everything. So everybody from the complex like comes, and it's privately owned property. So like the cops can't come in and like
Oh,
throw
that's
parties.
awesome.
We actually did a music festival where we like raised money for the Little Kids Rock organization. And so we just had people out there like painting. We had food out there, and like it was really cool.
I think we raised like $900
It was
for
like almost
kids to
$1,000,
get
yeah.
instruments,
That's amazing.
and
That's
that
really
was
awesome.
really good.
Yeah, we just had like a keg out there, and anybody who wanted to drink just like $2. So
Yeah.
it was pretty cool.
It's an easy way to make some money.
Really.
Put a couple kegs out.
Yeah, and it's cool because we worked with like different like vendors who like wanted to come just set up their stuff and sell it there too. So people would do like jewelry or like glass work, whatever. Just
Yeah.
What was cool about that show too wasn't like just a hip hop show.
No, it was
We
everything.
had hip hop artists, rock artists, funk artists,
Yeah.
you know, all kinds of different
Just
And
music.
like you can go swimming in there like while you're like watching the show and stuff. So it was cool.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
got the pool.
Is it still set up like that?
Yes.
Nice.
Well, actually, we want to do it again soon. So
We
that'd
have
be
to.
cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a great place.
We like to do that every summer, just once a summer, once
Yeah.
every summer that we can do our own little show. So it's nice.
It's a great place to have a party.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It definitely sounds like it.
It's good.
And where can we find your music?
Dun,
You
dun,
can
dun.
Google us, SoopaFrendz, SoopaFrendz.
Nuts.
SoopaFrendz,
So,
Google us there. You can find us.
Just let them know Super again. SooPA.
Yes.
And then Friends, FRENDZ.
But you put it all together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Google Google us
There's no
there.
separate
We'll come up on Facebook. SoopaFrendz, same
Yeah.
thing.
YouTube.
Go to our YouTube, SoopaFrendz. We have a Bandcamp, SoopaFrendz. SoundCloud,
SoopaFrendz. SoopaFrendz.bandcamp.com.
Yeah.
Yes.
Our Instagram,
Instagram, SoopaFrendz.
Facebook.
You can get it there.
As long as you know how to
Twitter.
spell the name right,
Yeah, if you spell the
you
name
can
right,
find us anywhere.
That's the challenge.
That's
That's the hard part.
But you can find us there. Like you said, on our Bandcamp. That's the spot to go.
Yeah, if you go to Bandcamp, you can actually download our projects.
the super
Yeah.
mixes, the mixtapes.
Right.
Yeah. We got
Oh,
1
yeah.
and 2 up there.
You go to our SoundCloud, we give you a little taste, but you can go to each. There's a link to our SoundCloud to each one of our personal SoundClouds, so you can also get our
Oh.
individual music, our
Yeah.
solo projects and stuff like that also. So very easily accessible, except for our name. You got to just know how to spell it. You gotta-
That's
Let me just say
that's
that. Just one more time. SoopaFrendz, SoopaFrendz.
no space.
Space.
No space.
No space.
Super.
Together.
We're like friends with a biz,
All
with a
together.
D,
Super
Z,
friends.
and it's
Yes. Friends.
Or just come to a show.
super.
We got music at shows.
Yeah.
Do you have any upcoming shows?
Ooh, right now.
Right now, yeah, we're trying to finish our album right
Yeah.
now. That's like our main focus.
Yes.
So.
Yeah.
Everything is pretty much recorded. We're just in the mixing and mastering process.
It's really hard to say no when someone asks us to be on the show. Like, we gotta get this shit done.
Yeah, and then we're doing that and trying to finish up Super Mix
Yeah.
because the album is hot fire. We spent a good bit of time working on this album just to make it perfect.
Yeah.
So
And each song on this album sounds different, and it
So
doesn't sound
different.
like anything else. Like I've showed a couple people like 2 or 3 songs, and they're just like each song sounds completely different from the next, and none of them sound like anything
True.
that's out there. So.
And that's one thing about a lot of rappers is like you put the CD in 1 through 16 or whatever, and it just all sounds the same.
Yeah.
With this particular album that we're doing, like you said, it doesn't sound the same. It's just so. You might have a real country song. When I mean country, I'm talking about the South, rapper Texas.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then you might have a turn up song, and then you might have
conscious
a
song.
conscious song.
We got a birthday song.
But
we
the
got a
vibe-
song.
We
We
got a
got a
birthday.
song that sounds like old school, like hip hop type song. That's mixed with like the what's it called? That bassed out.
Like the Uncle Lou
So
type bass.
yeah, Uncle
like,
Luke type bass,
Right.
from back then.
Yeah,
That
sounds-
Miami bass.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like. It's got that
So
Uncle
different.
Luke vibe.
So different.
Because I actually put him on some Latin freestyle. I don't know if you ever heard that, but like all the Mexicans used to be on that back in the day. Right, Sarah. You know what I'm talking about.
And with this particular album, it's the first project that I've done with live instruments.
Yeah.
So we have saxophones, we have drums, trumpets,
piano,
Yeah,
organ,
live
all kinds of
instruments.
stuff.
That's awesome.
Some people from mine and Chris's funk band, Honey Maid, came and
Yeah.
played on the album, and that's why it's good to have musical friends.
Yeah.
Come and do some stuff.
Yeah.
So it's been a lot. Yeah.
We had the live keys on there too, like some organs.
So we really trying to finish that up instead of focusing on shows right now. See,
Yeah.
when it comes to shows, it's a different world in the hip hop world when it comes to shows.
because we'll just take any show. If somebody just want us to perform with, we'll just do it.
It's
just to have a good time too.
Yeah, it's more like politicking that goes into like the hip hop shows. So I mean, we need that album. That's what
Yeah.
we've been, everybody's been asking us for a while. That's what they want. So
Yeah.
I mean, that's what we gotta focus on.
So we figure when the album comes out, then we would do our own show. It'd be a SoopaFrendz presents
Yeah.
the album, and we'll bring some local acts to open up.
Very
So
cool.
that's
Because
what we're looking for.
So we got a lot of stuff. We're gonna do this album, then we gotta get the band together. Because like we said earlier, we want to make sure our music can be played live. So we're gonna play it live for real. So we want to do that. And so that's gonna take a little bit of time because you can do a regular hip hop show. just do a regular hip hop show.
Yeah.
Down do a regular hip hop show. Then with the way, like say, politics and stuff, man, it's a different world than being in a rock band.
Yeah.
Or a funk band when it comes to doing shows. You know, a lot of people, like when you hear that shit about it's a hustle, they be hustling dudes to do hip hop shows. True. You know, like when we first started the group, they'd be like, "Hey, you want to go on the show? Pay X amount of dollars to play 10 minutes." You know, a ridiculous amount of money to play shows.
Yeah.
So we did that for a little bit, and we was like, "Nah, we ain't doing that," because they kept, "Oh man, come play, y'all hot, come play this, play this." Nah, y'all asked us to play.
Yeah.
I
We
figure
gonna pay y'all to play. You know.
And that's just something that's been going on in just the Austin hip hop scene for a while in general. Just like everybody, we've been hearing that a lot from everyone.
True.
But I mean, yeah, there's no reason.
But I hate to sound cocky. With us getting 7 awards, we don't need that.
We ain't paying no more.
We're not paying no more.
Nah.
We showed the city that we're awesome a group. So we need to let other cities know that as well. So it's time
I don't know. I know sometimes in the rock world there's pay to play stuff too, and I've never thought that was the way to do it. Like
It's just promoters taking advantage of people in Austin who
Yeah.
can't get on, and it's just like so much musicians that they just want.
Someone's gonna pay.
yeah.
But most likely it's not the guys that people want to see though.
It is.
So
Yeah.
it's a loss
people
for
who
both
are desperate,
sides.
and so they just take their money.
Yeah.
Because if you're good enough, you don't have to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You shouldn't have to be there coming to. They want you to come play. You
Yeah.
know?
Exactly.
And we've talked about doing shows where it's like a mix, like we've done it before, like just not just rap shows. It's like, why does the show have to be like one genre of music? You know what I mean? We can just bring it all together and just make it better. So.
That's what I like.
And,
Just bring a bunch of
you
different
don't
stuff
see rappers actually doing that.
Yeah.
You know.
So that's our plan for pretty much the next year. Once we finish the album, and then we're gonna give y'all some very, very, very good shows.
Awesome.
And then after we get the album done, hopefully hit the road again, get on tour again.
You'll never see any other rap group do the Matrix.
Never.
Or twerk on stage.
Yeah.
Never.
I just got to put that ass in a circle, man.
In a hexagon.
If you want to catch our next show, just spell the name right.
Yeah.
Check us out.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned with the music. We keep it very entertaining.
You can reach out to us because we have email, we all have Facebooks, and it's all linked together because you'll see hashtags left and right.
Yeah.
So, yeah, exactly.
It's just like
if you're looking for us to message you and you want to do it in a creative way, just like say something on Facebook and put hashtag shush. We'll find you.
SHOO.
SH.
Like with the SoopaFrendz, we call ourselves the Super Team. So if you're ever looking for any music, be it you need a hot verse, holla at us. If you need some hot production, holla at us.
Yeah.
We are the team that you need anything hot, you can come holla at us.
Yeah, you need something
You need
done, we get
hot
it done.
Yeah, we'll get it to you.
I kind of feel like if any artist does need a collaboration where I need a singer, or I need a beat, or I need a rapper,
somebody raps fast.
you can pick any one of
Need a
us.
drummer.
Just come to the group, and I guarantee we have somebody that you're looking
You need some
for.
motivation?
Yeah.
We got
Or
you.
know
You need a
or
better
know
life? We
somebody.
got you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's it.
We have a super team.
We have
We
literally
have other
become.
associates who are also associated with the super team.
That's
Yeah.
it. Crew.
It fits the name like so more appropriately. Super. It's
Yeah, like I said,
More
we
than
couldn't
just-
just figure
more
out a
than just
name that
7
fit
of
us better than SoopaFrendz. It's just like the 17.
It's super. Just super.
For sure.
You guys maybe want to do a little freestyle?
what was the question?
Nozzles, you got it. I already know you got it.
Yeah. Heat up the pan and get the dinner cooking. The recipe is top secret, please no looking. Close your eyes and get a visual of this lyrical individual. Attacking nasal passages with graphic and subliminal images. Hit the switch up the lyricist style. I'm flowing like the Nile River with the baby child. Call me Mr. Moses. Rhymes making the mic slither. Unravel this lyrical package that I deliver. Hoes tugging on my zipper to get to the Big Dipper. It's no surprise to die, but in their eyes I'm a killer. So I'm a killer. Taking this big meat and burying it 6 feet deep into a place that they can't reach. Yeah, so keep your foot over the brake, son. Look both ways before you cross into my state, son. Texas be the home and I am from the Cap City. No hats, check the stats, them cats ain't fucking with me.
Yeah, I love.
Hey, you ain't heard of me verbally, no one's worthy to disturb me. Rappers on a flat line and needs emergency surgery clear. I'm about to give it an electrical shock. I straight defibrillate the game and give it all that I got. I'm hot, back to the basics, no makeup or facelifts. Man, I'm the one just like Neo from the Matrix. I teleport raps from the darkness, heartless. Motherfuckers wanna start shit, I finish it. I'm what the business is. You what I pack for lunch. Mike Tyson, y'all small, but still I pack a punch. Y'all just a pack of punks who straight to face the game. You touch the fame and taste your fame, but still you taste is lame. And I won't hand it to no whack rappers who lack half the skill to take the shit to the next chapter. This rap shit gets me energized, and now I'm praying to the rap gods in the skies. And now I'm in disguise as just a mortal soul. And if you think you on my level, you got more to go. Oh, this is for my haters and my enemies. They'll only have the skill as me, so they just mini me. Pretend to please, super crew wrecking. Look at this. It must be crazy.
Creativity's entity, holy trinity, chemistry to affinity, meant to be, is you feeling me? Gonna give my all to him, but the earth was sent to me, fallen angels attend to me, dropping with musical tendencies. Rap poetry, give us so you can notice me, spit it how it's supposed to be, get it less totally. I know he's molded me, vicious is what he showed to me. Here's some note to these, people is getting cold to be. Streets are haunted with jury drugs and they phone and forgotten what God's promised. Forever I give a homage, speaking of with the knowledge, for profit I gotta get it. You see, I'm independent and no skies is the limit. Yo, we got Zach and Chris Barnes, got the boy really beating I'm on. I drop bombs with the Mr. Moses, and the culprit is so ferocious. I thought your boys feel like halitosis.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And then there were two.
Oh, I missed it.
Hey.
It's alright, I'll bring it back. It was running out of beat. It was running out of beat.
7, 8.
Tell me what you wanna do now. I bring that sick shit like I got the flu now. Where's your crew, huh? Because mine it be so spiritual. We on that hip hop shit, some people say it's lyrical. So praise the Lord, hooty hoo and hallelujah. Press the off and plate so that I can give it to you. You're preaching to the choir, cause you know we got that fire. You say you better than me, the devil is a liar. So fall on your knees and ask forgiveness. And while you're down there, gon' get ready for the business. Listen, shush, hated more than that nigga George Bush. So take the beat and pass it around like it was kush. You too close, man. I deliver like the postman. So fill your glasses and get ready for the toast, man. Cause we made it. I'm faded, feeling X-rated. It's Mr. Nasty time. I spit them nasty rhymes. Cause I'm gon' get mine. Best believe, motherfucker, that I'm gon' get mine. I wanna do the most ballin'est shit that you can do. Grind diamonds on my food so it twinkles when I do. Voodoo. You think you're fucking with Chris Barnes? I ain't no bitch. I came to bring the pain like a Wu-Tang. So write that shit down and don't forget the name. Cause you do your same thing while you niggas out for sale. SoopaFrendz, bitch. This nigga must be crazy.
7, 8.
It's Willie beat that. I don't mean to make a scene, but if I must have been, I might just have to spit something that's so fresh and so clean. Have real slugs on me, ladies. Throwing that Virginia boy is feeling like a king, but I don't let it get to my head. Nah, I take it on the unbelief. Sneaking that like B-O-N-D. First like BB. CC, these nuts got them. Hook to that sassy style that you ain't heard in a while. Yeah, you rockin' with a child of the 84. My country folks, put your hands up, my banditos. And banditos, we in here cause the beat is dope. New England baby, never sloppy, but I beat it like jalopy. Stylistic cause I'm sharp like Jason covered in bacon. Yeah, make everything better. But if you really want to ball and cover it all in cheddar, shake it and bake it and stir it up. Look at the flick of the wrist, let it sit for 16 bars. Cooking up hip hop shit, yeah, that gumbo. Add a little style, a little flavor, a dash of smooth, have a taste that you can savor. Now you got me in the pot and you know you slurping it up. Sip it slow like you got that big mo in your cup. Yes, yes, y'all. And you don't stop to the beat, y'all. And you don't stop with the beat, y'all. And you don't stop. SoopaFrendz, yeah, you know we be the short shot. Hey.
We the super duper cool, coming from the trooper. You got some Basuda, Barracuda. Gonna give it to ya. You're done now.
So that's what SoopaFrendz do.
Thank you for listening. This podcast was created and produced by Julie Roth with help from Nick Colbert. Special thanks to Nikki Nadeau. All songs performed are property of the musicians performing them. If you like the podcast, please share it with your family and friends. You can also rate, review, and subscribe on iTunes, and rate and review on Stitcher to help the podcast get on the charts. If you'd like to support the podcast, you can do so at www.patreon.com/Julie's Infinite Playlist, and give us a like on Facebook and Instagram. Thank you.